Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 13th episode of Mushoku Tensei. And last episode was our comeback episode after what felt like a pretty long break. And Rudy comes back and gets cool new demon eyes from this girl who had kind of like slot machine eyes. And she had plenty, so there's no reason why she couldn't give one to our protagonist. So she did, and now he's got these cool new powers that we got to see demonstrated. And I hope to see more demonstrations of that later on. Now, we ended off the last episode with our new character, we had a bit of an awkward interaction with him the first time, but since Rudy technically helped him out, it seems like we might transition into a situation where he helps us out. That would be pretty cool. Sorry, I'm kind of stumbling over my words a bit, but anyway, let's just jump into the episode and see how things go. 3, 2, 1, play. Hair in my mouth. I blame my cat, as I usually do. Okay, looks like we're starting in our local tavern. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Roxy. She was around. Didn't actually meet Rudy though. That is quite the name. Yes, that is what we're doing. That would potentially cause some issues. So it seems like we might get I was gonna say something. Don't compare yourself. That's a no. Yeah, like your offer wasn't that great. Like she once taught the protagonist of this show. That would be her, yeah. It is nice seeing Roxy again. Like her actually having screen time, which she had very little of last episode. In fact, I think she may have already passed that amount of screen time in this episode. What's so funny? I feel so left out. And that's just squishing Roxy's head's the funny thing. Which it could be. Good question. Also, that's no hesitation. And we already know about a lot of Paul's exploits. So I don't know what I was expecting. What didn't he? Who didn't he do? I mean, what? That's a look. Nice little dark back alleyway. Nice place to meet people. She definitely attracts some attention here. She really is quite the friendly type, isn't she? Yes, quite friendly, in fact. Jesus, woman. Meanwhile, he handles things his own way. It's because you're probably sleeping over there. I am aware. Is men just all the only thing you think about? Yeah. Man, the nicknames are so good. She just looks so comfy over there. Well. If only she knew what we knew. Yeah, she is right. He does stand out. Well then. Was not ready for that. Close in on the bird's face. So I wonder if we will get the meeting between her and Rudy this episode. I'm kind of like 50-50 on that. One thing's for sure is we definitely have had a lot of focus on her. In fact, actually, we might have just the same thing as episode 1, just from her perspective. Actually, that may be kind of what we do with this episode. Because I'm pretty sure this happened in the previous episode. I don't mean to call it episode 1, but yeah, this pretty much was what we saw. I've been spotted. And of course, she doesn't actually see Rudy in there. I think she crosses Rudy soon. Or, gets general proximity. I think. Yeah, right there. But I guess she's a little bit too freaked out because of the spudard. But it's understandable. I'm sure you're fine. More what? Coffee? How about no? Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to interrupt. You seem quite busy. Yeah, what's truly the most frightening thing in this episode? I don't even know what to say to this. At least he repaired it. So things are not going well. I think it could be helped. Yeah, I mean, like, it seems a bit excessive. Like, I don't see why you would need more than 3. Roxy, I don't think she's the best influence on you. I think you need to find new friends. That's oddly specific. That's very specific. She is a very different person than her companion here. Oh, are we going back to Rudy now? I think that was a guy that they met last episode. Yeah, protect that identity. Okay. Beggars can't be choosers, as they say. Be careful, don't fall. Oh, God. Damn. Chat. That face you made, though. He's quite the storyteller. And they live happily ever after the end. Roll credits. It really is. So not quite how it goes. Oh, God. Seasickness. It's rough. As someone that does get motion sick, I definitely understand. Whew, this is quite the shots we have here. Are you thinking something, Rudy? Yeah, I bet. He should be more refreshed by the time he comes back. Was that symbolism? Yeah, I think he feels better now. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, a place. This show truly is something. Are you feeling any better? You probably have to get on one again eventually. Yeah. Sounds like it'll take him a lot of mana. Naturally. You're doing your best, and I appreciate that. Just a little, just don't overdo it. I'm glad he makes things clear. Imagine if Rudy ran into that one lady, whose name I do not remember. That's probably Roxy's party. Anyone home? I promise I'm not trying to sell anything. This place looks a bit sketchy. If you hear any crying or screams coming from down there, don't go down there. What a great story. Aniki. Oh, that is dog. I guess it's like a seal that keeps it under control. Yeah, that's the screaming I mentioned. Yeah, I didn't think this would be a pleasant place. Okay. Well, that's messed up. So are we gonna liberate some more goods? And we should definitely try. Well then, I guess that's simple. I'm not saying I have anything against it, I'm just... Yeah, we got a choice to make now. Would you shut up and try to monologue over here? Just gonna handle it all yourself? I mean... What will you do, Rudy? The animation did a great job getting across his internal struggle there. Internal conflict. Yeah, here we go. What do you think? This is like the face of mercy to you. Avert your eyes, Rudy. A child mustn't see this. Oh, there they are. Don't growl at me, I'm here to save you. Yeah, just be careful, they might bite. I'm a good boy, I swear. Healing magic. Definitely comes in handy. So do we get to, like, keep them all? Footsteps. Man, the tense time before you see what's causing the footsteps. But yeah, they have the ears. It makes it pretty clear. Ah, trying the language. I think I think that person's dead. Was there? I didn't see anything. I should have known he would have gotten a kick out of that. So yeah, so far it's looking like he's not going to run into Roxy this episode, because it's getting pretty close to the end. Oh, the Dougie, yeah. I kind of forgot about the Dougie. Sorry, Dougie. I mean, that might be what the circle's all about. Or at least part of it. Also, I'm going to assume the Dougie can change into a humanoid form. I'm guessing. But either way, it's a great looking Dougie that we should keep. I think it's grateful. Yeah, it looks very petable. You know, we gotta get going. We can't stay here. Sacred beast. That was just a fluffy dog. I think somebody wants their turn to pet. Oof, okay, yeah, that is pretty bad. Smuggler, how rude. He was petting the doggy. He always has a look on his face, okay? You're just petting the doggy. Exactly. Tona, is that the name of the dog? Or... I don't know. There's a lot of names in this show. I wanted to keep the dog, though. Isn't that a little harsh? So he's just straight up getting kidnapped right now. How unfortunate. Missed connections. And ED. We're opening. Or ED. Like, as soon as it was the opening the first time I saw it, but I guess not. Amazing either way. Rudy can never catch a break, can he? One minute you're just petting a soft, fluffy doggy, the next minute you get knocked out, picked up by your leg, get yelled at, kidnapped. No such thing as a free lunch. Okay. I'm not sure who that's referring to. I assume Rudy, because he got kidnapped, and wherever he gets taken, I guess he's going to have to be put to work. I don't know, but yeah, that was the 13th episode of Mushoku Tensei. Right? And man, I feel like a lot happened this episode. Because, first of all, for the first, I want to say, third of the episode, let me check. Yeah, roughly a third, I would say. Yeah, I'm going to say a third. A third of the episode was focused on Roxy and her party, kind of showing us that they're still around, they're still doing things. They're searching for Paul's scattered family, Rudy, also part of who they're searching for, and doing their best to gather information and whatnot. And they heard about Dead End, but I don't think they made the connection that that's Rudy's party. I mean, why would you make that connection? Although she did, not too long after talking about that, she talked about how Rudy stands out, right? So it's not impossible to make that connection between those two things, but also it's not reasonable to not make that connection. But I really should just remember the name of Roxy's two party members. It would probably simplify things a lot. I do like how both of them had the same response when asked about what Paul was like, and just scum is what was said. And that's to be expected, right? I don't know what anyone else would have really expected. But the girl with Rocky's an elf, right? So if that's the case, I can just call her Elf Girl until I remember her name. I was kind of skimming the episode to see if anyone actually said her name. I have failed to find one yet, but I'm just going to call her Elf Girl. I assume she's an elf. If she's not, then you can correct me. But for this episode, I'm going to call her Elf Girl. Right? So, yeah, we got a lot of her this episode. I mean, she is like just... What's the best word for it? Hardcore slut? I don't know. What's the politically correct term for her kind of person these days? I don't know. But she sleeps with a lot of men. Whatever you want to call that, that's what she does. That was definitely her biggest trait this episode. Like half the time she spoke, it was about men. That just seems to be kind of her biggest thing. And she's even trying to get Roxy in on some of this action, but she's much more of a pure maiden kind of girl, so she's not really jumping on that. She walks in on her and, like, I think they said 5 dudes or whatever, and that escalated. Poor Roxy runs away from some scary spaderd and goes to where she thinks she's safe, and then she sees that mess, and yeah, poor Roxy. that was a rough scene for Roxy. But yeah, things are not going super well for their party, right? But they're doing their best. And we're doing our best, Rudy's party. Even though Eris apparently not great with ships, she seems to be a little bit susceptible to seasickness. I did like that big old, like, fantasy sequence, whatever you want to call it, that was being narrated and, shown visuals of. I quite liked that, although then it shifted to reality, which was not quite as pleasant, but it never is. I did enjoy the little scene of Rudy having to temporarily excuse himself. Pretty good stuff there. Just showing Rudy doing what he has to do to manage himself, I guess is the best way to phrase it. So he's doing his best on that front. So. And we went to, like, the smuggler dungeon. I'm not sure what you'd call that place. But, yeah, I knew it wouldn't be a pleasant place. And, surprise, surprise, it was not. But we knew what we had to do down there, help people, because we're the good guys, right? We're the party that helps children in need, and we did that, which of course meant killing some guards, but I don't think we had too much reservation on that for various reasons, mostly because of what they were doing. But we also had a big fluffy doggy, which was, I guess, also a sacred beast. I guess we'll learn more about that later on, but I did quite like the design of the dog, and it really did look really fluffy. That's why I keep describing the dog as such. But we were able to rescue them for the most part, although Rudy kind of went back and kind of got captured. So we have another problem to worry about. Rescue Rudy somehow. Hopefully we can do that. And Rudy also speaking the fancy language. And always that 3-language thing going on, because we got Japanese being just like Japanese subtitles, and then we have the English subtitles, and then we have the foreign language. It's all kind of it's what it is. So, but I'm sure Rudy will be okay. Like, they're probably not going to hurt him. As the one guy said, Rudy's just a child, so they're probably not going to go too harsh on him. Although they also said they were going to give him the harshest punishment. I think they said that as well, so who knows, really. I'm optimistic, though. I'm sure things will go fine. But, yeah, pretty exciting episode. Definitely. Rudy really enjoyed the whole nya aspect, which of course because it's it's a staple of cat girls. The nya, like nya at the end of sentences, or various words that have a na in them that will become nya, right? So Rudy enjoyed that, and I kind of enjoyed that as well. So I really just am glad I saw so much Roxy. Like, just it was needed. Let's be honest, it was needed. But also, Eris almost falling off the ship. Rudy just desperately trying to hold her back. That was good. Mostly because I commented before, like, don't fall, Eris, and then we had that scene, which kind of made it better. Added an extra level of amusement to me. So, yeah, I am looking forward to seeing how things go in the next episode. How Rudy deals with that, what Roxy does when we'll eventually get the meeting between Roxy and Rudy. You know it's coming. It might be saved for later, but it's coming eventually. Definitely. And I can just imagine how heartfelt, how emotional that reunion would be. You know, tears would probably flow. It'd be great. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I do hope you click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and support me on Patreon so I can keep doing what I'm doing. And I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.